As if you're just joining, welcome to Stonks. This is the new and improved Stonks.
Yeah.
All right, guys, it's gonna be exciting today. We're gonna do the first $1,000 giveaway on Stonks.
Yeah. Super exciting. Somebody's gonna win money.
Sign up and make a prediction. There's a big yellow button. Hit that button. And whatever the price is, we're going to lock it in and then pay out $1,000 to the group of people who predict the closest. Welcome. There's no money. There's no price to enter. Stonks.com. Make a prediction to the right price. You win a share of $1,000. And everyone gets one free entry every single day. Get more free entries if you share your link. So there's all sorts of ways you can earn free entries. You're going to win some money. It's like pretty much guaranteed, like because you can place a bet.
Come over, make a free account. Super easy. Super easy.
Tomorrow we could do crypto.
That could be interesting. That would be interesting. That could be interesting. That would be interesting. Interesting. Yeah, let's do it.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me.
Spinning wheel.
Sounds fun to me. Oh,
Okay.
let's see the winners. We have winners.
We have winners.
Oh, let's go. Oh, let's go. Let's go. All right, winners are up. Let's see. Noise. Shout out to all the winners. Heck, let's go here. Coming in first place, $125.55. Right here, also coming in second place was coming in third place. Fourth place, coming in fifth place with coming in sixth place with seventh place. $10,000 giveaway.
Alrighty.
Hey. It's a Monday. Man, let's hope markets this week are happier than last week. So far, it looks like we're doing better than last week. So, I'll take it on a September. So, overall,
I lost a lot of money last week. So
yeah, hey, that's just the way the market is. But it happens to the best of us. I guess you don't lose money unless you sell, though. So, who cares at this point? But yeah, I guess overall, like I said, obviously September is never a fun month. Hopefully, last week was a bad week, and then this week we have a nice green week, and we just continue treading upwards. But again, it is also a September, so you never know what's going to happen.
Oh, it is September, man. It's how's my sound? Do I need to adjust anything? How do I sound?
Oh, you sound good. Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah.
You're fine.
I'll play with the gain on this. Okay, is this any different or any better?
If you turned on the gain right there, it's very loud now.
Oh, it's very loud. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Okay. How's this?
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good though right now. Yeah, with gain's tricky. So it's a tricky little one. Usually I turn my gain at probably 25% or something like that, and then kind of leave it.
Yeah, it's at 25%. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna say that sounds great to me. So it's usually where I leave it, because if you're in like a smaller room, obviously, like you are probably right now too, like I am, like gain sometimes will overpower everything.
Got it. I don't know why this mic has a volume button. I don't know what the volume button does.
I'm not 100% sure. I think you can. I'm wondering if I don't know if that mic be hooked up through USB as well.
Yeah.
Or can it just only be? Okay. It might be because you can hook it up through USB. Then maybe that's why. I would guess that's the only thing I can guess. I can't remember because I haven't used. I know they've remodeled that mic a couple times since the last time I've seen one. So
see, it's one of these. It's one of the.
Oh yeah. That's the what is this?
Blue.
Yeah, Blue Yetis. Yeah, the Blue Yetis. Yeah, those are like it's like a good like little like mid-range mic.
Yep.
But they can be kind of not so fun sometimes too, because get them just right. Just to get them just right, because like
Got it.
it's not like a it's not like a dynamic mic like these are. So.
All right.
Um,
As long as I sound okay, we can continue.
yes. No, you sound great.
So Palantir made it to the S&P 500.
Yes, it did, and my portfolio is crying happy tears. And Dell, I think Dell joined it too, didn't they? Dell and
did too.
Yeah, Palantir both joined it today.
Yeah.
So shout out to yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it's been a long time coming. People said Palantir was going nowhere. Where you guys at now? It doesn't mean it's not gonna go back down some, but I mean, honestly, like Palantir's definitely had a journey. Again, I'm sure everybody here knows I love Palantir. It's one of my top holdings for sure. Like I said, it definitely was one of those. The only thing that ever scared me about Palantir, honestly, was just that it was just so heavy government contracts for a while until they got obviously the other side running, and now there's like popping off like crazy, getting all kinds of different new contracts that aren't government contracts, which are great. That was my only biggest fear of Palantir. Outside of that, I thought Palantir I thought they were rock stars, honestly.
Yeah, they really reinvented the company.
Yeah, no, 100%. You have two founders that are totally opposites, by the way, too, which I think is honestly kind of great, because you get both spectrums. Yeah. It's not like they're agreeing on every little thing. So I kind of like that too. I'm sure they keep each other in check on a lot of ends. So, but I'm super happy that again Palantir made it onto on the S&P 500 finally.
Go Palantir. And then the other big announcement today is, let me here present my screen.
Oh yeah, are we talking to Apple? You're talking about Apple or what?
Yeah, I'm talking about the new iPhone.
I knew it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go through what they announced today. So we had a new iPhone 16, of course. What else are they going to call it? iPhone?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it's like
and of course, it has been amazing. It's this and that. It's really not. I mean, it's just a new iPhone with slightly better camera, slightly faster chip. They've added a new camera control button on the side, which I think is interesting. So I guess feels more like an actual camera.
Yeah, I actually kind of like it. Like, more I thought about it, I was like, okay. I mean, honestly, it seems like it'd be a little better. I know my wife would like it, so.
They say it's 30% faster. I'm not really buying that, because
I would
like that's what they've been saying for the last 10 years, and we have not had 30% faster every year.
No. Like I said, usually, like I would say probably more of like a 10% to 15% upgrade if I had to guess. Again, there are new chips, obviously, and these right here are, obviously leaning into more of the AI side, because they're using ARM. I guess ARM's AI sector, at least. I'm sure you probably, I think they wrote that down in a lot of things, but I don't know if you've seen that as well, if they're using ARM. ARM had a pretty good little pop on the stock price too because of that. I thought it was interesting. I figured they're obviously going to go with something with the AI side, so it was definitely interesting to see that.
Yeah, so let's keep going through this. So their Apple Intelligence is, I guess, their big announcement. Yeah. What's interesting is a lot of what they promised or announced at WWDC, which is the developer conference, they're actually backtracking it. So like look at this, retreading many of its WWDC reveals, because I think they got a lot of flack for, are you going to send my data to OpenAI and stuff? And so I think they were very sensitive. I think so too. To that. And they're backtracking that by saying, look, this is only an on-device LLM. Your data is not going to be shared, blah, blah, blah. I mean, Siri is so bad right now. It is hilarious. So like the fact that they're touting this as their big reveal, that, we're going to catch up to Siri, like just, it's sad, honestly. Steve Jobs would be rolling in his grave at this point. Like how bad.
Oh yeah, 100%. I agree with you on this, because again, like I don't even have that enabled on my phone, right? Like,
I don't either.
I don't like using that shit. Like I don't
it's
care.
Horrible.
Like, like it's not great. I see my wife trying to use it sometimes, and I'm always just like, come on. Come on now.
Yep.
But,
Let's see what else. We've got the camera controls we talked about. The new watch, I guess.
yeah, sleep apnea. They added sleep apnea. So if you think you
Sure.
might have sleep apnea, you
Yeah,
can
a
get
lot
one
of
of those
people do.
watches. I mean, a
Sure.
lot of people actually do have it.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
that's
it is
useful.
like a good thing. Yeah, I thought that was actually a cool thing they added. I was like, finally, because there's not a
Yeah.
lot of things out there that, not saying you should definitely go off your watch, but I mean, it could say, hey, look, you need to go to the doctor and set up a sleep apnea test at least.
Yeah.
So maybe that saves some people, right, from heart attacks and strokes and stuff like that too. So,
But if I were like, I used to have an Apple Watch for many years, and my biggest problem was recharging it every night. So if I could have one feature on an Apple Watch, I'd be like a 3-day battery instead of a 1-day battery.
Yeah, the 1-day battery sucks. Like I said, I have my Apple Watch too. I don't really wear it a ton because, again, like you just said, I have to charge it so damn much. And I usually just wear a regular watch now anyway, so it's a little bit different. But overall, I do feel like if we could have the battery like last like 3 or 4 days, that would be great. I know it does a lot of things, but man, like having to charge it every day is a bummer.
The feature I really wanted was some sort of settlement with that company that sued Apple for the blood oxygen meter.
Oh, yes.
Or like a different type of meter, but doesn't look like they've been able to fix that. So the new Apple Watch Ultra, I guess, which is the same watch, just in a different color.
Yep.
People thought they were going to be releasing the Ultra 3, but I guess that's not the case. This is just the Ultra 2 in like black.
Satin black, yeah.
But yeah, it looks like the blood O2 meter is still not there.
Yep.
So
I thought that was a good feature to have too. I was hoping they would release the Ultra 3, but hey, we got the satin black Ultra 2.
And then we have new AirPods. I think these are cool. I think these are the best product Apple make. AirPods are just
I agree with that.
Right, they are just I think they're the reason I use a Mac, and they're the reason I use an iPhone, is because of these AirPods. They are so freaking good. Not because of sound quality or anything. Sound quality is actually quite mediocre.
Yeah,
it's just the ease at which you can put them in. It manages all the handoffs, switching from your phone to your laptop to your whatever, and every other headset I've tried has been a disappointment compared to the AirPods. So
exactly.
Shout out to Apple there. It's beautiful.
Yep. No, I think the AirPods are probably one of the best products.
Yeah. And then they released the AirPods 2 as well, the Pros, I guess. So
yeah,
if you just want to spend double the money, good for you. A lot of people do.
They do. I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, hey, do you have AirPods or you have the Pros? Okay, the Pro Pods. Okay, like it just sounds cooler, right? I actually like the AirPod Maxes too, right there. I thought those are
sure.
My wife has a pair of them. I think they're pretty good too.
I've seen people, like, especially women, wearing these in gyms and sweating all over them, and I'm like, oh my God, like please stop.
Yeah, especially with the material they have too.
Yeah,
because they're just like, I can only imagine like putting just take a swab test and send that to the lab. Oh no. I actually think that a lot too, and I see people working out or like running down the street with them, just like soaking wet.
Cool. And then we've got voice memos with background music. Who the hell asked for this? I don't know, but okay.
Hey, somebody out there thought of it, I guess. They always have like a couple things that come out every year that you're just like scratching your head on. People are really using that.
I think this passwords app will be cool. You don't have to use one password anymore.
Yeah.
But then you're tied to Apple, so.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people are probably already tied to Apple anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like having this in especially people that all they do is Apple anyway, like not having to use OnePass is great.
Yeah.
Nothing against OnePass. It's just like there's definitely could be a better way of doing it.
Yep. And then let's see what else. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Apple stock is down. I think it was down up to 2-3%. I think it's down 1% now. 0.4%. So it's recovered.
Yeah, it's recovering. Right? I think a lot of people were expecting something a lot more. especially on the AI sector of things too.
Yeah.
But again, like I just feel like it, again, we're so early days in the AI sector. There's just so much like unknown. I thought the 16 was going to be, again, every year they come out with a new iPhone. It has a couple different things. The best thing usually about it is like you get a little bit better chipset. And most people these days probably aren't upgrading every iPhone. Well, some people are, obviously.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, I feel like, at least skip every other generation now. So it's like if they didn't get the 15, they're probably going to get the 16. If you have a 13, you're probably going to upgrade to a 16, I'm going to guess, because you didn't get the 15. So now you're probably upgrading. I don't know, but I feel like most people don't go over like, past like, 3 different phones at least in terms of like, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I feel like there's going to be people that upgrade 100%. that didn't upgrade from the to the 15. Like I still haven't made my mind up yet either if I want to upgrade or not. Like I feel like my 14 is still good. Like I don't really feel anything like is missing there. The only thing I hate is obviously the lightning cord. Yeah. But past that, I mean, like, yeah, I wish I could use USB-C, but outside of that, I don't really think there's like any bigger upgrades there that I'm like missing out on right this second.
No, I think that's why the market, I mean, honestly, I thought this would have gone down even more because this doesn't feel like a super cycle to me upgrade, right?
No.
It just, and that's what the market had priced in already. I feel like a super cycle upgrade. And so maybe tomorrow is when we're going to see like a drop here.
Yeah, we could definitely. I mean, like I said, I think people today were thinking something different. Then obviously some of those sell out, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I mean, like I said, I feel like 17 or 18 should be the big cycle phone. I don't know which one though.
And I guess this really there's an uncomfortable truth here, which is what is AI really good for in this scenario, right? Where like Apple Intelligence, I remember when Apple announces at WWDC, I thought it was going to be stupid. And then I bought some ports and I got burnt on those ports. But okay, now we're seeing the actual consumer facing side of this. And like, what is it? Like better voice recognition from Siri? Like really, is that what NVIDIA's 3 trillion market cap is based off? Like how is AI making my life better? Exponentially, right? If you think of some of the great innovations of our time, like the internet, like it completely transformed the world. And the hype around AI is very similar to the hype around the internet, right? And like and this is Apple, a company with infinite resources, and they can't seem to figure out a good use case for AI other than making Siri suck less. Right? Like
honestly, yeah.
So like what am I missing here? Like where are we going?
I just, again, like we've talked about this before, I just feel like AI, we're like so early days to the AI sector that I just feel like we're ways off, for me at least. I feel like it's going to be changing people's lives in like the way, like maybe, I don't know if it's ever going to get to the way the internet changed life, but like just in like, I get that it simplifies tasks, right? Like that's great. Like I like simplifies some tasks, but I think outside of simplifying tasks or editing a quick photo or whatever it may be, like with Adobe or something like that, right? Like I think outside of that, I feel like there's just not a lot with what we think is going to happen with AI. I just feel like we're so early. I feel like people are kind of blowing AI out of the water right this second because again, it's just that buzzword. Sure. I just feel like I feel like we're years away from something where AI really comes in. It's like, okay, this is transforming a whole sector of our lives.
Sure. Yeah, that's the question. So if you're new here, Stonks, Oracle is the company we are covering today. Yep. And so it's quite simple how you play Stonks. You just click on the make prediction button, and you pick a price where you think Oracle will be half an hour after markets close. So they're going to drop earnings. That's going to cause a price movement up or down. And then the game is to predict where you think Oracle will be. So Oracle not doing too hot today.
Not today, but it's been up 35% this year though. So overall, it's up 35% year to date. So it's like we're 30. What is it at? It's 30 something anyway. I think
32%.
32. Incredible. Yeah. Either way, it's up a lot. So like, if it does have a pullback, like, okay, like it's had a couple pullbacks here and there already, but I feel like Oracle's got a strong foundation of what they do. You know, overall, PE ratios, like not terrible, but not the best. It's definitely not something I have in my. I don't have Oracle in my portfolio though.
Yeah.
I wish I would have at the beginning of the year though. At this point.
Oracle. I there's nothing interesting, sexy, or exciting that I find about Oracle. It's an old school business that relies on people not wanting pain in switching to keep its business, and that's what IBM did for years, and we saw how that played out for them. And Oracle is really on the same path as IBM or SAP or like those companies. So I don't know. I grew up in the world where we used to use MySQL, and we were considered crazy for using an open source database. All the big companies used Oracle, and now fast forward 20 years, like somehow those companies are still using Oracle. Why? I don't understand. But
I agree with that too. Yeah, it's like I said, Oracle's the dinosaur, right, in its sector. So I mean, it's been around for so long.
Yeah.
What is it? This last year, Oracle moved to Nashville. Their headquarters to Nashville, or going to be moving their headquarters to Nashville, like sometime soon. I can't remember if they already did or if they're doing it. I know they were building out all kinds of stuff. So it's like, again, it's just that old dinosaur that people just they're locked into at this point. They don't want to change because they know there's gonna be a lot of pain in changing. But eventually, I feel like it's either Oracle does something, or people are going to eventually leave, right? Kind of like we've seen with IBM.
Yeah. That's I don't know. I'm curious, Chad. What do you guys think about Oracle? Because Oracle is if you're in tech, you have some opinionated views on Oracle, and they're 100%. Not monopoly, but
it feels that way sometimes.
Yeah. I remember when these guys were charging like $250K per processor licenses.
Yes.
And I would just like I had sold a company into this old school market research company, and they were using Oracle. And I remember when we first sat down with their IT team, and they looked at us like we were using MySQL, and they're like, "What is this? Like, is it free? Like, it's a database that's free? Like, we pay $250K per processor for Oracle license." And like their brains were just like melting on like how you could have an open source solution that was just as performant as Oracle. And that scene still stays with me many years later. That was 2010 or 11.
Yeah, it's been a minute then. Yeah, for sure. That is well, 2010 honestly makes sense too, because I mean, like I said, Oracle's been around for so damn long. They're definitely 100% a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Again, like I said, the biggest thing is like, there's definitely better products out there nowadays. Just people are so locked in. They'd have to do so much shit that they're just like we're just going to put it off, right, until the inevitable happens, and then they have to change. But there's so many great, like you were just talking about, there's so many great companies out there that get outperformed by open source products nowadays. Sure. There's just so many open source products across the board in different sectors. And you got these companies, like you said, that are charging crazy amounts of money. It's like, it makes you think, for sure.
Yep.
Oracle.
Oh, well, that's Oracle.
Yeah. I mean, there's not much to say on it. Yeah, there's not much to say. I mean, they're just a big man on the block still somehow. And
somehow they're a $400 billion market cap company. I guess what they've done is they've just bought other companies.
Yep.
Right. So they're no longer just a database company. They do basically everything under the sun, and they just use their existing relationship to sell more shitty software through their enterprise sales channel. That that 100%. Just does a lot of, I would say, they're just a good enterprise sales company. They're not a good tech company. That's probably a fair statement.
No, I 100% agree. And that, like you said, they've been around for so long. They have so many relationships that when they do go out and buy a company, they can go out and then sell, that product to their existing client base or client base of the past too. Yeah. Like, hey, we got this thing now, right? And they've been around for so long that I'm sure they have a massive, clientele base that maybe someone's moved on, but they still have connections that they can go sell them another product that they just went out and bought. I mean, I guess that's a business plan, but I just don't know how long that business plan gets you down the road. I mean, I guess at this point, it's got them down the road pretty far. I mean, it's got them up 35% or 30% over the year now. So at the end of the day, it's just like, again, eventually though, I feel like that road has to come to a close or an end. But I guess we'll see how it goes. Yeah. Honestly, Blind Leader. Yeah. With GIMP, like I use GIMP right over Photoshop, and that's because Adobe is, I have lots of words for Adobe, but, Adobe's just, man, it's got such a big monopoly too. And then they went from like charging like $700 for you to buy the brand new platform to now you have to pay like $50 a month. And it's like, come on, man, let me just buy the product straight out. I hate that. I hate it sometimes, man, as a consumer. It's because they have like, again, like you either got like GIMP or you got Photoshop. GIMP's not bad. It's a great, it's a great software, but it definitely isn't on par with like Photoshop in certain areas. And I've used GIMP for years now though, because I just got tired of Adobe and their bullcrap.
Yeah, I stopped paying for that, man. I was like, no, this is
me too. That's what I said. I mean, GIMP's great though. I mean, I don't know if you ever used GIMP before, but it's
let me download it right now.
Yeah, it's another one of those that's just free, right? It's the people who made it, like they continually update it. I'm sure a lot of people I know, like C-Dubs, he's got GIMP too. Blind Leader has GIMP, I'm sure. But yeah, I love GIMP. Like I said, it definitely gives you like old school, like Photoshop vibes, but everything's there. Like you can do so much with it. Now, again, like I said, with like Photoshop, you do have some AI elements that can make some things a little bit quicker. Like, yeah, but I just don't think it's worth me paying, $600 a year for. Now if I had to pay $600 one time, okay, that makes more sense. But like if I'm paying, over and over and over again, and Adobe, like even if you own some of their past products, some of those past products you can't even use anymore. It's like I paid for them, but you can't use them anymore because they want you to upgrade to their, subscription based model now. So as a consumer, obviously that always sucks. Because again, I'd much rather pay like even if it was $1,000 for Photoshop up front, like, okay, like whatever, like, and I can use it for as long as I want to, but I can't do that either. So GIMP it is. I like GIMP, been using it for, I don't know, probably a good like 5 years now. And it works great.
All right. We got 3 minutes, guys, to put in your predictions. If you haven't already,
yes,
put them in.
Yep. Make sure you guys get your predictions in.
Since we're talking of the game, we've been brainstorming at Stonks like different ideas on how to make this daily game more fun. Mm-hmm. And so if you have ideas, drop them in chat. We're actively trying to think about how to make this game more fun. So if you have ideas, okay, next CEO visit. That was an outstanding show. Yeah, I hear you.
I agree with that.
I haven't bought any Wave Power yet. Personally, I haven't had the time to do more research into it.
Yeah, me neither.
But I will.
I have it on the watch list, though. I have it on the watch list, so I haven't had enough time to really look into it either. But again, I do like 100% agree that, like, honestly, man, like it's just the waves crashing up on the shore. Just thinking about how much power they create and what they're doing, like it makes a lot of sense. It's just like obviously making sure you do your own due diligence. That way you're not just throwing money into the wind either. Yeah. But it definitely makes sense in what they're doing there and what they're building.
Yeah, there seems to be different companies like trying different areas of the coastline. Some are focused on deep ocean, some are like coastline, some are like inlets and bays and channels. And those are primarily using tidal differences. Like the San Francisco Bay, for example, has a huge tidal current right underneath the Golden Gate Bridge, where if you just put something spinning, it would just spin all day long because like you've got a very large volume of water going through a small inlet of water in and out. So anyways, let's see some more ideas here. Could you dedicate one afternoon to certain educational, like fundamentals, bullet point, TA? Okay. Yeah, we haven't gone like deep into a topic on this show, right? Like we haven't gotten deep
Yeah.
into day trading or different types of investing, long term, short term. Honestly, these groups tend to be very culty in nature, right? Like you've got the day traders that think anyone who's not a day trader is a bunch of idiots. And then
Yep.
you've got like long term guys thinking day traders are just degenerate gamblers.
Yep.
And so forth, right? Like you've got like different like religions almost,
Yeah.
uh, and it's like oil and water; they do not mix, and they all
Nope.
think they are right and everyone else is wrong. Um, yeah,
100%.
I just find that make that
I've always thought that was fascinating,
yeah.
honestly. And then you'll have like obviously like the crypto bros versus the stock bros.
Yeah.
And then you have the breakdown within the crypto bros is the same thing. You get the long-term investors in crypto, and then you have the traders that are, day trading, crypto as well. And they hate each other as well. And I've always thought that was like fascinating. It's like you guys are all investing in the stocks. You guys are all helping each other out at the end of the day. So let's just like be thankful. Okay. Like you guys got to chill. Like if everybody was a day trader, like how do you think the market would be? Like it's I don't even want to imagine the market just day traders. Like there's no long-term investing. Like I don't want to be a part of that life. That sounds horrible. But hey, I know some people out there, but at the end of the day, it's like I feel like we're all an ecosystem that helps each other out, whether you're a day trader or whether you're long-term trading, whether you're trading options or futures or whatever it may be you like to trade. But it is funny though when you see people like complaining, right? And then you have this like one guy that's in the back, very, very, very back, screaming, "Forex, Forex," and you're like, "What is that?" Man, it is always a good time though in the community, at least, especially.
I'm curious how old everyone is. If you don't mind in chat, if you can like type in what your age is. I'm 39, so I'm gonna go first.
Yep.
I'm curious how old everyone is in the stonks community. Okay, we got 33, we got 41, 53, 35, 24,
53, over 50. It says over 50.
28. Okay. Keep them coming. 33, 34, 43.
Everybody in chat, come on. Give me your ages. You can do it. 57, 56. Okay. A
lot of people in their 50s. I didn't.
This is actually older than these are like, again, I thought like, most people probably have been between like, I don't know, 25 and like 45 ish area.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So it is cool seeing like, get out of here, Alpha 82. But it is cool seeing like older people, right? That are like, into it as well as much as everybody else is, which obviously makes sense to me because especially I mean when I'm getting older, at least, like I see myself getting more and more into the markets even more and more. So yeah, it is cool to see especially when it comes to these like age ranges. Pretty awesome. The old folks. I mean, technically, like 50s isn't that. Like you're in the mid stage of life, right? Like I guess technically you're in the older states, but
you're the richer stages of life. You have more investable assets.
Exactly. Unless you're somebody who just blowed all their money and then they hit 50 and are like, oh shit, I forgot to save, which happens a lot too. I've heard from many people. So that's at the end of the day, it's okay, but it is cool though. Like I said, if I was older and had more assets to just sling around,
sure,
heck yeah. Earnings out already. Let's see.
I don't see.
I seen a big candle on the upside, but remember we seen a big candle on the upside last week too, and then out of nowhere the stock dumped. So
yeah,
I don't know if this is people just buying in hopes that they bought the bottom here and Oracle's going to blow it out of the water, or what's happening on this end. So I would give it a minute because I don't see the earnings out myself yet unless they're already out. I was just checking a minute ago.
There's a saying from Jim Carrey that I think is very important to always. I think this is so spot on. Because we're all here talking about investing, right? We're all trying to figure out how to make more money, right? And so, Jim Carrey, the famous comedian, we have an older audience here, so you guys will all remember Jim Carrey's movies. Basically says, I wish everyone was rich and famous so they can understand that this is not like the end game. Like this is not where you want to be, but you have to get there to understand that in the first place.
Yeah.
Right. Which I think is so true.
I 100% agree.
So, regardless of how many zeros someone may have in their stock portfolio or not, it's like, yeah, it improves your life to a certain point when you have nothing, but it's a diminishing return curve.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Diminishing return curve.
Yep, I agree with that, because I think there's obviously you got wealth, but then you also have life wealth, which is, I think life wealth can take you very, very far itself. Yeah. Obviously, you need some capital to get, I guess, to the end game, so-called. But I think there's a good midline between, obviously, cash wealth and then life wealth on top of that. Without either one, it's not going to be great. But with both, I think that's when you've hit like the life goal. It's like, hey, I have both, right? Like whether it's family, friends, whatever it may be, having both is, I feel like that's where a lot of like the downfall comes. People stress so far to get so wealthy, and then they kind of leave behind like the life wealth side of things. And I think that's kind of sad at the end of the day, but I think it's just a society that we're in now that kind of pushes you to keep going for that extra dollar, right? Sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so interesting to hear people's comments in chat about sort of this topic. I will say I live in this part of California called Newport Beach area. Mm-hmm. And it's a very rich part of town, right? Like, just you see these like people driving their G-Wagons and stuff. So when I go to there's a local coffee shop in Newport Beach, a little French bakery, really nice, Cécibon. And you stand there and you see people pull up in the fanciest of cars, right? You've got Ferraris, Lamborghinis, G-Wagons, Rolls Royces. Yeah. In this little French coffee shop. And everyone who walks in has such a resting bitch face, and they look so fucking unhappy with their lives. Mm. And half of these are women who are probably divorced, got a G-Wagon in their settlement, and they just stand there with the most unhappy, bitter look on their face. And I see that, and I'm like, oh my God, what went wrong here? So anyways, if you're ever in Newport Beach, go to this coffee shop called Cécibon, and it's right on the Pacific Highway, Highway 1 that tracks the California coast. Yeah. And you will see what I mean. It is just, it is shocking on how rich and unhappy people can be.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think you can go to probably any, probably any bigger metropolitan, and obviously go to the more fancier side of towns. There's always that one side of town that's, more upbeat on the wealth side. And I feel like anytime you walk into those type of diners or whatever it may be, mm-hmm. you get a lot more stares than you ever did walking anywhere else. And people are just all mean mugging too. It's not like a happy looks. There's all mean mugging. So I 100%, agree with that. But yeah, I think, money definitely isn't everything. That's for sure.
Yeah. Ali, can you mute? If you're not talking, we can hear Hassan in the background.
Oh, yeah, it's been my morning today. This is stupid staff development day at school.
Ah, got it. Yeah, those are great days.
All the parents are like, what?
Come on, what are you guys doing? I love those days, or the parent-teacher conference days, or whatever it may be. It's a teacher appreciation day, and I'm like, no, please.
And for you, it's times 3, right? Teacher appreciation day.
Exactly. We had 3. I got 3 of them, so I'm like, come on now. But it is what it is, I guess, at the end of the day. So nothing you can do. Shout out to teachers, though. We appreciate you, what all you guys do. So I know it's a thankless job for any teachers that may be in the chat, because I couldn't do it.
Imagine being a teacher and then also going home and then having 2 more kids of your own.
Oh man, it's like, oh God, please. Especially obviously, like, you know, as they get older, it's, you know, they start to like do some stuff themselves, but they're still in that age. Like, obviously, you know, 2 of my kids are still in that age where you have to help them do almost everything. Yeah. On that end, it's like, I wouldn't be able to do it at that point. If they were older and, like, you know, were able to do like 90% of the stuff themselves, it wouldn't be as bad. But, you know, I guess it is what it is when you have kids. So you sign up for it.
Acer 8, we're gonna miss you. Acer 8 is gonna move to a farm to find himself again.
A farm. Let's go. Heck yeah, Acer.
Yeah, he's going through a messy separation. We was talking about this morning.
You doing corn or soybean? It seems like everybody's doing like corn or soybean. I see that shit everywhere. Or strawberry fields too. I see a ton of strawberry fields, at least out here. WTF? Why is it pumping? Well, maybe they people. See, the one earnings got leaked out, which this is a pretty big pump. This isn't like a small pump. So I'm guessing earnings got leaked out because they're up 3% right now. Or people are just buying and maybe they're just taking a chance. But I would hope that being up that much right now, it's definitely somebody got the earnings out. Is it on that program you have yet, Murdy, at all? You see it on there at least? I don't see it anywhere.
Sorry, I was gonna say Apple is running an ad on I use Chrome.
Yeah,
on the MacBook, and look at this ad. It's a Safari on Mac lasts longer. Wow.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay.
Did you guys anyone check out the Apple News today? Was there any news or was it a nothing burger?
No, it was quite disappointing, honestly.
Yeah, that's pretty disappointing. There's a couple of things that were like, you know, obviously, but overall, I thought it was, you know, again, it's definitely not that like game changer that people thought it was going to be this cycle.
Yeah.
Again, they touted a couple other things for like the AI, you know, Apple Intelligence, but they also walked back some stuff that they had previously said, which again, like I said, I think like Murdy said earlier, I think some of that is just like people afraid that obviously they're going to be selling their information, yada, yada, which I get that side of things. They made it to where you can turn your phone sideways and use it as an actual camera now. I thought that was like one of the cooler features, especially if you're somebody that takes a lot of photos with your phone. But outside of that, there wasn't like anything better. They did their usual like 30% faster chip. 30%. That's every time. I feel like though. So is it really 30% faster? I highly doubt it, but you know, maybe. But overall, you know, it's just it looks the same as the 15, which I guess there's not going to be much change on that. But in terms of like features, there's not like a ton of new features, right? The watch itself got a new feature, so now I can say if you have sleep apnea or not. So I mean, that was kind of cool. I felt like at least that's something new. And obviously they didn't launch or talk about obviously the Ultra Watch 3. They're pretty much just coming out with a newer color for the 2, which was like a satin black. And then they also talked about the new AirPod Pros too as well, which I think, again, like Murdy was saying, I think that's probably one of their best products.
Yeah.
Right this second, at least, is the AirPods.
Yeah, it's not very interesting. I think the biggest disappointment, like I understand on the hardware side, it's hard to, you know, like drop a wow factor every single year. I totally get it.
Yep.
And Apple's all about polish, so I get it. But I think the biggest disappointment is on the AI side, right? That's software, and that there's some exciting stuff going on in AI. And like Apple couldn't figure out a useful use case, like other than making Siri suck less. Right? Like they have this visual search, but like, come on, guys, that's like everyone else has that at this point.
Yeah.
Like that's the hard part. Is like, okay, Apple clearly spent a lot of cycles and thousands of engineers on how to make AI useful, and they're still working on a good use case.
Mm-hmm. I think there is some cool some cool use cases, but again, I feel like we're so far off from some of those use cases. Like maybe you implement like your own, being able to I guess like make pictures on the go or something like that, right? Like maybe you do stuff like that, like Adobe does, or a couple other people do with their AI side. Maybe they do that. Like that'd be kind of a cool feature. Obviously, if you already have it on you already have an iPhone, now you can make pictures on the go or wherever it may be, right? Art or whatever you want to call it. Through AI, but obviously they would probably get some pushback on that end, like every other place that's done that, because they say they're stealing art, yada yada. So I get that side too. So I think Apple right now in terms of like AI, I think they're just stuck in this like weird middle ground to where AI really hasn't like we know what we can do with AI, but it really isn't crazy out there in terms of like some of the stuff I feel like we're gonna be able to do in the next like say 2 years or 3 years. So I feel like right now it's like with this, at least with this iteration of the iPhone and AI, I feel like it's just they're starting out super, super slow, which again doesn't get me excited, obviously. So I was thinking about getting the 16, but now I'm probably going to wait and get the 17 because I thought the 16 might have more stuff to do with AI, and I thought, okay, like maybe it's a good upgrade to maybe upgrade, but right now it's not a good upgrade, right? So I'm like, yeah, probably not upgrading now. I'll probably just wait another iteration, and hopefully we have some more bigger features in the 17, whereas this one didn't have a lot of features. But I do think like there's some cool use cases, but also like it's not nothing that somebody hasn't already done before. It'd just be good to have them because you already have an iPhone, kind of AI stuff. AI is still really dumb, Havana. I mean, I think AI has its use cases, right? In terms of like making some tasks simpler.
Yeah.
As
like
in
your
the
homework.
workforce. Yeah, exactly. In the workforce in general. There's some tasks that can make it super simple. And I think I like AI. It's just we're so early that I think people have like we've got a little taste of AI. So people are like, oh, now I can do this with AI. I can write an email with AI. So now it's super cool. And like we've hit 100% what we're going to do with AI. When I really feel like we're like maybe we've hit like 5% of what we're going to be able to do with AI. Right? That's kind of what I feel like, at least. But yeah,
honestly, I think the best use case, real world use case of AI right now, there's only 2 companies doing it well. I think Meta is doing it on the ad targeting side.
Yeah.
And Tesla is doing it on the self-driving side. I think those are the 2, aside from ChatGPT, of course, but like those are two of the large scale use cases.
Yep. I could agree with that too.
You guys want to hear something funny? So Time Magazine, you guys hear this, a few days ago published its top most 100 influential people in AI kind of report, right?
Yeah.
And they put like the Time cover was like the top 100 most influential people in AI, and guess who they didn't put in their top 100 list?
Yeah, I've seen this.
Elon fucking Musk.
Somebody there is just like he's not making it.
They had like a random Indian Bollywood actor, Anil Kumar.
Yeah. They had a couple random actors, right? Like I think Scarlett Johansson was on there, I think.
That I understand, right? Because OpenAI tried to like copy her voice.
Yeah, I get it.
And she's hot and sexy, and it drives magazine
I
sales. I get that. But like Elon Musk wasn't in the top 100.
But who's really writing those articles though, right? Like it's probably just some like I mean, it's probably honestly, again, like I would love to know who wrote the article, because again, I'm sure it's somebody that has like something against Elon, right? Or maybe they just don't like Tesla at all, and they're like, well, I'm not making it on there, right? So like, obviously, again, it's a publication; they can do what the hell they want. Like, obviously, I think everybody knows that Elon has a big area in AI, so I don't think that the magazine really matters as much. But I did thought it was kind of wild that they just like skipped right over him. Whoever wrote the article definitely like has some vendetta against either him or Tesla in general. They're like, yeah, we don't get it on there. So it is what it is.
And these idiots who wrote this article didn't also like Sam Altman was in the 100 list, thankfully, but wasn't on the cover.
I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, they had like 30 other randos on the cover, 30 or something.
Yeah, I know.
Sam wasn't like OpenAI started this whole thing a few years ago.
Yep. I thought that was very interesting.
OpenAI.
I thought it was very interesting, honestly, that he didn't make it on there or make it on the front cover too. Like I was like picking through some of that, and I was just thinking, man, like some of these people that made it on there, like it was just wild. But at the end of the day, it's like, like, man, the more I think about it, it's like, okay, it's just a publication. Like obviously whoever was writing that, at the time, like I'm sure they obviously had some vendettas or just didn't really give a shit and like, yeah, I'm just putting these people as these are the people I like kind of thing on there. But I just think I always think it's kind of funny when people do that or like articles do that. They just like kind of hush some certain people's out that especially, are pretty much leaders in the market of AI, right? Like right now.
Yeah, have a look. This was the cover, guys. This was the cover. Okay,
Yeah.
it wasn't 30 people, maybe like
This is why.
15, 20, but
Yeah. I mean, there's some good ones on there, right? Like I'm okay with like some of these, but it's just like,
okay, who's this guy?
Yeah. I don't know, honestly, right? Like you're honestly right on that end.
Who's he? Who's this
There's
guy here?
there's a couple people I don't know.
No, the funniest thing
Who's
is
this
number
random
2.
Arab here?
I'm gonna guess he's probably from Dubai or something. He maybe paid his way onto the Times.
It'll be OpenAI probably doesn't advertise with Time, so
I mean, this is
Yeah.
crazy.
whoever's
Okay,
not
Vinod Khosla is
advertising.
here.
That too,
know.
honestly, I didn't think about that, Ollie. I wonder if some people got special stuff because they advertise on the platform or whatever it may be.
Look at this. This is the old Indian Bollywood actor. What's his name?
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't remember his name though.
Yeah. I looked him up. So the reason he's there is because he's protesting. He's trying to prevent AI companies from like using his likeness as training data, and he's trying to get a petition going. And Scarlett Johansson is number 2 up
Okay.
there on the
Anil
pyramid,
Kapoor.
right?
Yeah, Anil Kapoor.
Anil Kapoor. But Scarlett is also up there, right? She's also an
Yeah.
actress. Obviously, she got into this tiff with OpenAI. So it's like crazy. You put her as number 2 on this cover.
Yeah.
You don't put Sam Altman.
No.
Elias Skever should be up there, right?
Yeah.
Other co-founders.
I feel like
of
YouTuber
OpenAI
made it
should
up
be
there too, though.
Yeah, like
they just
Andrew-
shut him up there. They were like, okay, here's a YouTuber. Let's put him on there. People know him.
Yeah, YouTuber.
Yeah, literally a
Hollywood
YouTuber to
celebrity
the right
and
too
gentleman.
over there. Obviously he has many different channels like autofocus and others. He definitely leans in very, very hard to Tesla on the EV side of things. So like I mean, again, I just don't know why he's up there, but I guess maybe for face recognition. But
Yeah.
there's definitely some head scratchers up there, right? I mean,
Like look at this. They've got Lisa. Lisa is, I think, her name, the AMD CEO, right? Lisa, what's her last name?
oh shit.
Well, forget. But AMD CEO, fine. But like they weren't like pioneering AI by any means. Like,
Yeah.
And who's this? Who's this person in the bottom?
Yep, your guess is as good as mine. That's the thing I thought, because I thought obviously up top fine,
Yeah.
like whatever, but down bottom I don't know who that is at all.
Yeah.
And maybe it's somebody important. I just don't know them. I mean, I'm sure somebody in chat maybe knows,
Wow.
but
Lisa Su. Okay, yeah. Su. But
Okay.
yeah, who's this person? Breast cost more category. What?
again, I'm
Breast
sure some of these
cost-
people probably know more than we. Like, at least I know, and some of these people.
Yeah. Anyways, it was just head scratching. Like, how do you get this wrong on your cover?
Yep.
Like Marcus is there, and yeah, I watch his YouTube videos. He's awesome. I love
Yeah.
Marcus, but like he's a YouTuber.
He's a
He didn't
YouTuber. That's what I
invent AI.
said. I'm guessing they're like, look, we'll change. We'll since obviously Marquez, like he does a lot of stuff in the EV space, right? And talks a lot about Tesla and stuff as well. So
Sure.
maybe they're like, look, we won't put Elon on there, but we'll put Marquez. Let's put him right there on the front. That's like, I thought that was kind of funny. But again, I like his YouTube. Like he's got some good stuff, right? With autofocus and his own
Mhm.
channels. Like he's got great stuff on there. I like watching it. Like he
Yeah.
took down a whole, EV company himself almost.
Yeah.
Which the EV company was terrible anyway. So it's, he just helped it a little bit.
Yeah.
But overall, it's like, why is he up there for AI?
Yeah. Anyways, I'll stop. I'll stop venting here. Back to Oracle and people winning money. But
Yeah. Oh man,
it just-
Oracle's up. See, we're they are up right now. They're doing it.
I mean, stuff like this, like when you see it happen in mainstream media, like really makes you, even if you're a Democrat, it really makes you think about like, okay, what else am I being fed that I probably should question? Because
Yeah.
if this is like Times version, which is a very left-leaning magazine, of like what reality is, I don't know,
hard-
man. This is scary.
It's hard to know because again, like I said, it's like, you know, the left leanings do it and then the right leaning does it, right? So they do it to each other. It's like, and again, I guess you have warriors on both sides, like complaining about it. Like, well, the left's holding us down on the right, and then you got the right, and then they got the left. I mean, the right's holding us down on the left. It's like, yeah, because you guys both do it to each other. Like, it's like wild to me. Like, obviously, as me, like I'm an independent, registered independent. When I look at both sides, like I shake my head on both sides just because it's so bad. Like I see it because at the end of the day, it's like I have friends that are left leaning, I have friends that are right leaning.
Yeah.
And both of them complain at each other all the time about the stupidest bullshit. I'm like, this happens on both sides. I don't know what you guys are looking. And you can show the left side like the you know how they're doing it to the right, and you can show the right side how they're doing it to the left, and they'll both complain and say it's not real or whatever it may be, right? And it's like, come on. Like you guys are like
how did a topic like AI become political? Like there's nothing political about AI.
I know.
Right? like taxation, you know, monetary policy, you know, abortion, fine, I get it. That's all political. But like AI, like we're like picking and choosing who we want to put in lists because of, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's wild, right? So I think for me at least, when I really started noticing this, it was like going into 2016 when like both sides really started getting like almost like cultish, right?
Yeah.
Where like it was just like my way is the right way or whatever, right? They don't want to work with each other. You see this now, obviously, with like, you know, maybe even like we look at the House, right? Like this is the most underperforming House like ever in history.
Yeah.
Like we see like the divisive sides, like it's in, obviously I don't want to get too crazy into politics, but again, as an independent person looking at both sides, I think both sides are fucking nuts sometimes, like literally. And I just don't know how we're going to fix it. Right. Like, I don't know how to fix it. Like, obviously there needs to be something that comes in and kind of gets us back on track, but especially, and I'm not saying it didn't happen before then, but I really felt that probably going into like maybe the end of like, or mid-year 2015 is when I really started feeling that like pull on each direction, like super, super hard. And we still haven't kind of snapped out of that yet. I'm hoping eventually we can, because I feel like, you know, we'd be a lot better productive society, like working together, but hey.
Yeah. Do we know what's happening on the unrealized capital gains proposal?
Yeah,
did they backtrack it, or
they backtracked? They backtracked it somewhere. Obviously, again, I think for me at least, when I heard that, I thought that was one of those things that they throw out there to make people talk about them. Just like Trump throws some crazy ass shit out there, like we're going to put 100% tariffs on China. Okay, that's great. Yeah, there goes inflation. Again, do I think Trump's going to put 100% tariffs on China? Hell no. I think he's just saying it to get some you know, some spots on the front of on the newspaper, in front of the websites. Again, right now, I think they backtracked it to saying like if you made over $100 million a year, that then they may, you know, tax some unrealized gains, but it wouldn't be in certain areas, be in certain other areas. So to me, it just feels like it's falling apart. It's not going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen in the first place. I thought it was just one of those things that a candidate says that's just so off the wall that it goes into that, you know, bad news is good news because it gets me on the front of papers and people actually get to see my name. So that's the kind of way I look at it. I feel like both sides throw out crazy ass shit that I'm just like shaking my head on, like, what is the hell is going on? But I get it because again, they get talked about like crazy at that point when they do it. So I get where they're coming from, but to me, it's just like, can we just leave like the crazy stuff out, please?
Yeah.
It makes for great headlines and it gets people talking, but I mean, overall, I feel like it creates more divisiveness between each other, which I don't think is a great thing, but.
So there's an interesting we're sort of roughly middle of September. I think in October is Tesla's Robotaxi Day, and I think from a pure AI perspective, that's going to be, I think, a big litmus test on like is AI really production ready, and you know, can Tesla actually push out robotaxis, or is it are we still like 3 years out, which seems to be what the story has been for the last, you know, 10, 15 years. And so there's, I think that's going to be a very interesting thing to watch because Tesla's FSD is AI based. You know, it's based on the transformer model that was invented at Google. All the other self-driving cars are not AI. Those are hard-coded algorithms based on LiDAR detectors.
Yep. No, 100%. And again, I think, you know, even like, you know, the way like Waymo's went, on the Google side, I think they've been growing pretty well. Just like we talked about the other day, like they're doing lots of stuff on that side. So I think both models could work, but I do think like obviously what Tesla has done overall, like again, they're way ahead of the game. I think it's probably why we're all big fans of Tesla at that end. Like we were talking about, like they just launched where you can again, like like say you park your car, but you come out of the store, you can literally just get your car to come to you. So I thought that was awesome. We've talked about that for many years, and like hopefully that's on the way up now. I think that'd be great, being able to almost have your own valet service that comes and picks you up at the front, right? I think there's lots of advancements, but I do think again for like the bigger these massive advancements, I think we're a few years out before we see the massive advancements in it. But I think it's going to come. I just it depends on how soon it comes, I guess, at that point.
All right, we're getting there. Looks like some people are going to, whoever predicted +7.5.
I did not predict this, by the way. Like, I said +3. That's what I put. I put +3. So this is way above my prediction. So
did the earnings drop? Do we want to pull up earnings?
Yeah, they dropped a while ago. They're pretty good, but I think we will have winners in a few minutes here. Once our query runs.
Yeah,
it should be here any minute, honestly.
Yeah, I think they were up like 20% roughly year on year on the cloud business, which is I think what's driving this growth is like finally there's growth in Oracle. They also announced a partnership with Amazon. I'm just assuming it's Oracle, databases on Amazon, AWS.
I think that's what's driving it up right now, honestly.
Yeah.
100%. It's the cloud side that's driving Oracle right this second.
Good for them. They have a growth story now, which they didn't have. So
they definitely needed it because I didn't know how much longer they're going to hang on there. But they've been doing great this year. So they're up 30%, year to date. So probably even more now since the stock price is up. Like, obviously, I don't know if it's going to stay at this price. Like, I'm sure it'll probably come back down to like the mid 40s or something like that. 140s. I mean, not mid 40s. But we'll see. Honestly, again, like I said, I mean, it'd be nice for the old dinosaur to turn a page here or there.
Yep. Yeah, we are. The game is ending. The site is sorting all the winners. We've had 2,200 entries.
Let's see.
So the Stonks predictor was right. We had a 57% bull. And it did. So if you just literally bought some call options based on that, you would have made some money.
True. It's actually it's really, really true. I should buy some options tomorrow for GME.
Maybe that should be the Stonks business model. We literally just buy options using our company money.
Oh man.
Will be much faster anyway. Hey, venture bet, either go up or go down. We're done. Tomorrow we're done.
Oh, I see some usual people's in the winners. Winners just dropped.
Yep, Murthy manipulated the real market so you didn't win free money. Yep, well said. Well said.
Fred. That's great. Let's see. Winners just dropped too. So.
All right, here I can share.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Here, number one is Mysteric.
Yep.
That name rings a bell. I think.
Or Mr. K.
Mr. K.
Yeah, I thought it was Mr. or Mr. K. It was one of those, so I didn't know which one it was either. Came in first place. Oh, Big Hairy Dingo. I see that guy in chat quite a bit. Second place there. Death Touch in third place with $38. A Hicks with fourth place for $25.50. But Gut in fifth place with 18. Ms. Key in sixth place with $15.50. Varus in seventh place with 13. HC Berry double zeros in eighth place with $10.50. Saru in ninth place with $8. And Jim Jewel rounding out the top 10 with $5.50. Congrats to all the winners. I see some multiple winners in here as well. Congrats to everybody who won at least $1 or so. I guess you can continue. I don't know how many people. I guess if you came in at least the top, like a couple hundred here, you won at least $1. So
yeah, totally.
Heck yeah.
Who are we rating today? Let's rate someone.
Yeah, I was about to say that myself. So I was going
GME
to say,
tomorrow, guys. We're gonna do GME tomorrow.
yes, GME is tomorrow. So tell all your your meme stock friends. Yes, tell all your meme stock friends to come on down to the show. Let's see here. Who do we want to raid? We could raid Free Advice Guy. I'm trying to see if it's right here. I think this right here is a video. Yeah, that's just a video. Yeah, we could raid Free Advice Guy though.
All right, free advice guy it is.
Let's rate him. Everybody, make sure you guys give Free Advice Guy some love. Follow him on the platform as well. Make sure you're minding tomorrow's GME day. Also, make sure everybody, if you guys want to share this with your friends, make sure to share your referral codes with your friends, especially the ones that are, meme stock peeps. I'm sure they would love to come back and, win a couple of their smackaroos back. And they can roll that money back into the meme stock. But GameStock should be live now. So make sure you guys, again, share your codes, get everybody on the platform tomorrow. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. It's been a great stream today.
All right, blind leader. I see your idea. Yep, we will consider it.
Yeah, that's actually a kind of could be a smart idea too.
Because we want people here for the stream, right? We don't want people that are just like entering and not participating in chat and in the community, right? The whole point here
I 100% agree with that. We need active chatters. We need active community. We need obviously community to build an ecosystem. So it's a smart idea.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna hit the raid button.
Yep.
Here we go. Started. See you guys tomorrow. It's gonna be GME.
GME.
Bye guys.
Bye.
All right. I am ending the stream now.